Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon. I'll be reviewing another live action film, and this one's titled Follow Me Boys. So yeah, this is going to be a review for one of the really old Disney flicks. So yeah, I wanted to do this because I do like reviewing old movies. And when it comes to live action stuff, people tend to not review them really. And it is on my list of to-do stuff, of course, my to-do list. And I want to review more of these live action films anyway. I know that's been pretty much what I've been reviewing in my Disney-a-thon anyway. So, of course, as always, I do have to talk about the plot for this particular film. So, let's get into it, shall we? Oh yeah, here we go. The film takes place this particular singer in this traveling band whom dreams of becoming this lawyer. When the band's bus reaches a small town, the main character suddenly decides to leave the band and settle down for a good while, finding a job as a clerk in the general store owned by this one character named John. Then at the town civil meeting, the main character again learns that he notices this particular person, this bank teller, whom he had seen before on his first day in town, and eventually attempts to wow him or boyfriend. So yeah, there's something going on there. Basically, Follow Me Boys tells the story of how one person's good deed can have an impact after moving into the town where the young boys are deemed a particular way for their rowdy behavior. Then you can see one of the kids, the main character, starts this Boy Scouts troop to impress this pretty banker lady, and of course it's the way he changes his life, of course, of his troubled youth, of course, and whatnot. So this is in a lot of ways a really good film, folks. There's quite a few aspects from this film that I did like. I mean, there's a few things I can say maybe could have improved on. The film is roughly 2 hours, maybe a little bit more than 2 hours. And I felt that maybe in some ways the film does loses its focus towards the end of the film in one way. So yeah, maybe in some ways they could have edited this film to be a bit shorter. Maybe it's overly long. And there's a few things like that could have made better. And some of the dialogue is pretty cheesy, but overall this was actually a really good film overall. I really did enjoy it. I do recommend this film to any Disney fan, even if there's a few things they could have tweaked up here and there. At the end of the day, this is a pretty good film. I like the acting, I like the music, and the way it carried its story along. So overall, folks, I really did enjoy this film as a whole. Yeah, it's one of Disney's better films I've seen over the years. And it's definitely one of the better films I'm reviewing for my Disney movie marathon. I know some of the other Disney movies I reviewed already have been a bit lackluster, I guess, but this one isn't too bad, I suppose. So I do recommend this one, folks, because I can obviously tell there was quite a bit of effort being done here. I do like the way it was framed, I do like the way it was shot. So altogether, it's really well crafted. So even the people who made this film had really attempted to give some effort for the overall film. So that's definitely a good thing there. And I can appreciate that fact that effort can be actually done here, folks. Even the way that this film handles the story is definitely pretty good, folks. So it's something I can say that I could watch from time to time, I guess I can say. I know a lot of people don't really review the Disney's live action films. Really, they much rather review the animation stuff, which in some ways is actually rather understandable. But if you ask me, you can just put that to a side. Just give this film a chance for what it is. It's not that bad of a film. It's a family movie, folks. So yeah, maybe to some degree, it might be actually pretty corny, I guess. But again, this is a family movie, and generally speaking, family films do tend to be a little corny. But that's what it is, I guess. Of course, there's a lesson to be learned of, obviously. It's a Disney flick, after all. So that kind of thing is pretty typical in this kinds of movies, I guess. So yeah, I can say this film is definitely charming in its own little way. I do like that. This is definitely a delightful film to be viewed for the entire family. It deals with the life of this particular individual, and yeah, he does have to do certain things in this place that's basically a small midway western town. So yeah, and it deals with the idea of this all Boy Scout kind of a thing, of course. It shows that as a community that supports the youth and wish to see them grow into mature people, which of course is a nice thing to see. It's too bad movies aren't done like this anymore, it's sad to say. So yeah, this film is definitely one of those films that it can be viewed for the entire family and nobody can be upset about it. It can tell a good story even if it's a Disney flick. And that's the thing, folks. I'm saying that because of the fact that lots of people out there believe that a family movie can't have a good story just because it's something for kids. While that isn't necessarily true, you can actually have some good story going on, even if it's aimed for the general audience. And this film definitely proves that, folks. The characters are pretty likable in themselves, and I did like the fact that they'll go through some stuff going on here, folks. Yeah, there's an actual story going on, and that's definitely a plus for this kind of a thing. The thing is, folks, the movie, there's quite a few different versions out there. The film ran about roughly 131 minutes originally. Then in 1976, the film was re-released in theaters in a heavily re-edited, shortened version that's about running 107 minutes. Then when the film first came to video in the US, in 1984, it ran about 120 minutes. Then in the 2004 DVD release, is in its complete, roughly 131-minute mark theatrical original form. And this film did get some positive reviews when it was released, so that's definitely a good thing. And it earned quite a bit of money, folks. Oh boy, in its rentals in 1967, it did, in North America, it did make quite a bit of money in that as well. So that's something I guess you can say. So yeah, this definitely was quite popular at the time. While this film may not be the biggest budget film in the entire world, but I did like the sets that was used for this kind of a thing. The set designs were pretty good, I guess you can say. And I did like the sound editing. The sound editing was actually quite good. So the editing for the music and the sound were definitely not choppy at all. So I did like that right there. And I also like the fact that the music does help to create a particular mood for the entire film, depending on the situation and the scenes. Not only that, I did like the wardrobes that the actors and actresses wore. Yeah, it definitely not came off cheap. It didn't came off like they just went to like a dollar store or something and just bought the clothing. So yeah, it came off like actual clothing in which these people can actually wear. Yeah, the film Follow Me Boys is actually noted for being one of the few films that actually features the Boy Scouts of America. And this film is definitely one of the films Disney had made at the time. And yeah, of course, you're trying to have some catchy music, of course. And I can definitely say that it was a good film. The song Follow Me Boys was considered as a great song at the time. And for a good time after the film was released, the song Follow Me Boys was considered as an anthem for the Boy Scouts of America at the time. But efforts towards this end was eventually dropped for some reason. But anyway, altogether, I can say that this was definitely an entertaining film as a whole. Yes, sirree. So yeah, the DVD version of this film was released on February 3rd of 2004 by Walt Disney Home Entertainment. So yeah, there was a format of it that was done. I'm not sure if it was ever released on Blu-ray. I'm pretty sure it would eventually be, I guess. If Disney is smart, which I'm sure they are, they will release on Blu-ray as well one of these days. Walt Disney Studios do support the format of Blu-ray, so sooner or later, don't be shocked by the fact that this would eventually show up on Blu-ray. Maybe one of these days I can actually buy this on Blu-ray, and I'm pretty sure it ain't gonna be cheap, that's for sure. So yeah, folks, I can say that this is definitely worth watching. Even though I'm not really into family movies, this is definitely one of the few I don't mind watching. So yeah, I guess Disney's the exception to the rule, I guess. But anyway, Follow Me Boys gets an overall rating of a 7.5 out of 10. It gets a 7.5 out of 10 from me. And of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. See ya. Oh yeah. Until next time.